Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of the Forsaken Council Open Mic. And I am tonight joined by our lovely panel of guests. Say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
And that weird stranger there is, of course, the missing in action Lucy. Finally decided to greet us with your presence tonight, Lucy, after
You're honored. Please feel blessed.
10 shows away.
Please feel blessed.
Yes. So, guys, I mean, how is everyone? How is everyone enjoying Kicksai's wonderful update on Thursday?
Not me.
Tune. Depends upon how you define wonderful.
Well, I know it's been hugely popular amongst the community, and
I've never typed so much in 48 hours in my life.
They're going in theme with the Reavers and lighting everything on fire.
Right. Well, should we roll off the changes and then discuss them? Like, I know, Mark, you've formulated a list.
Yeah, I've got a list here basically. So we'll I don't know. We talk. I mean, I'll talk through them, and then we can pause on some of them as you see fit, basically. So
Yeah.
So the first important one, obviously, the update which we knew that came on Thursday, which came with multiple issues. Now, obviously, that was the introduction of the Hyperion and the Megaship issues. So some people went out and started fighting, which would basically look like a couple of old HHs with a Thud 1 on it. It was that exciting, wasn't it, for them, because there's nothing else to put on them. And then people were going in with ghost crawlers and that sort of stuff. But in the midst of all that, the whole world went loose. And as Kixie said in their little thing that I mentioned on Tuesday, there was a wobble. Well, there was a big wobble because a hell of a lot started to go wrong. And those sort of things there were, your R&D screwed up. Your base fleet, if it got hit, you couldn't fix it. Your VXP got screwed up if you were doing VXP. Your blades retrofit disappeared and that sort of stuff. So there was a whole issue of thing. And basically, BP World was about to end, I think, by the forums anyway. It was interesting, to say the least. Like I said, on the forums, messages direct to Kixie, messages onto the TFC website, trying to calm people down, reiterating the fact that, it was explained that this was going to happen. But then what did they go and do? They threw us a curveball and they adjusted the bloody Reaver to targets, didn't they? Right in the middle of it as well. Which completely threw me. I didn't expect that, and there was no indication that was coming. So slap on the wrist to Kixie for that one there. And the change was pissing ridiculous. Sorry, but it was. To have a torpedo that could hit a surface ship or a ship from one end of the screen to the other end of the screen is diabolical. And there's no other word for it. It's disgusting. That is somebody there wants a proper kick in the goonies for that. Because that was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to I kind of Kicksai have done a lot of good this year, and I find it very easy to fight their corner when it comes to community bashing them about certain things because I know they've done well. But this is a time when I can't fight their corner because they haven't. There's no way I can turn around and say I understand when they did that.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I'm level-headed, I'm calm, I deliver the information factually, I make sure that it's factual, I'll go back on the forums, I'll go back to the original posts, I'll cross-reference, I'll put out the information, but there was nothing about this, apart from the fact that we will change targets periodically. Great, let us know it's coming, because those targets were important targets because people are trying to do their foundry.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, they talked about all year about being more informative and communicating with us more, and to some extent they've done a great job of that with, showing us the raid months before and letting us know about the Forsaken mission changes months before. I mean, they've done a great job. So why all of a sudden just throw this one out of the dark and smack us in the face with it?
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the fixes in a minute, but so across the panel, then my first question is, who on Thursday night was doing the foundry, and how did you find your first target?
Stopped hitting them, full stop.
Nice.
And that's not just us. You know where I am, Mark. You know the guys I play with. We all stopped hitting them, full stop. No way was we hitting those targets.
The game shot came to a halt, is that right?
Yep, full stop. From a gameplay point of view, it stopped.
It did for my alliance also. The lower guys that were trying to get even the Spectres, they completely quit hitting them.
That's just a shame, isn't it?
They have. Liam, I'll stick up for you there.
Phantom Tiger finishes.
Kicks have done a really good job the last 3 months. I'll give them that. Gameplay, cut down on lag, hitting targets, map screen lag may be a bit of an issue every now and again, blah blah. hitting the targets, no lagging the targets. They screwed up big time with the Reavers.
I mean, many could argue that this content itself is not a must do. That's the problem, because if it was an absolute must to do these targets, like your only way to progress in the game was to do these targets, then we would see this would be a much bigger problem, I think, and people would be taking it a bit more seriously. But
it's a test for September's raid, surely, because these are the test targets for what we're going to be coming up against. Surely.
Well, the only way I can think that they would think that this is something sensible to do is if the subs we're getting, that maybe they've got a couple of subs lined up that are going to be so damn good that when we do get them, these targets are going to be easy with them. You know, they did that with dubs, didn't they? And they did that with mines and stuff. So, but
whilst I understand that, mate, the point is
they've gone about it the wrong way.
These are the foundry parts to get the current subs up to the levels retroed enough so that they're in preparation to then enter in the next 6 weeks into that raid format. You know, for those that can't get 30 million points in the August Hull raid and get the new sub, they are still going to be going forward with and I'm talking the level 50s and that sort of stuff that don't coin that, really need to get something. They're not going to get 30 million points. Absolutely not. They might get 2 million points, as is routine for them. So they're going to go through with the set subs that are out there now, the Kudas, the Spectres, the Nighthawks maybe, and they're going through with Tigers. They should be getting the new hull, because if you can get Tigers, you should generally get the new hull, because that's an end game-ish sort of submarine. But if you've got Spectres and Kudas and potentially Nighthawks, you're at the level of the game where you're probably not going to get the new hull, the sub hull, that is, which means then this foundry is goddamn important for you. Turn times, extra plates, extra capabilities, all that sort of stuff. It is important to them.
My guys feel like it is. They feel like they've got to get something to do the raid.
I mean, I still don't even have a subfleet built, so for me it's like.
Me neither.
I don't even know what I'm going to do to the raid.
Well, do you want an example of rep times when they change the Reavers or no?
Yeah, that'd be good. I haven't hit one, so you tell me, mate. I refuse to change my sub build. Absolutely refuse. I'm not doing it until after this raid is done and dusted.
A Ghost Crawler went from 15 minutes repair, not mine, because I haven't got one, to 1 hour 45. Right, I was getting 30 to 45 minutes on a Tiger Shark, R15 Phantom, running 8 Cherons. It went from 45 minutes to 3.5 hours. And the lower end guys were feeling lots more pain than that with the lower end targets.
Well, I know some guys went with Tigers that went into a 70 and they just got eaten.
Yeah.
Literally, got eaten in one target.
I refuse to go back into a target. And as I said, Mark, where the guys that we hang with.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're all top level players, all of you.
Yeah, and we turned around and said, that's it, no more.
Mark, I'm sure you said to me that Paul's Alliance was farms. Was that? Did I mishear that or something?
I'm not in an alliance anyway, Lucy. So you can farm whatever you like.
Tag free, Lucy. Sorry, love.
God.
and your Gore Sabres have still got a real big rep time, because mine have, alright? 3.5 hours a pop, so feel free, girl.
Let me know, Paul, if you want records, I'll pass them on. No, it's...
So, yeah.
Gadget's got them already, alright, Liam?
Alright.
I think he's got them stored somewhere.
What about down the line? Any other guys were sort of like, because different sectors. I'm in 400, and obviously we know Liam's situation. And who else had some issues? Anybody? Or who didn't?
I don't hit these targets, so I guess that's no issues. But that's a really bad change to have happen, especially since I know that they're trying to tweak these targets to do well against surface ships, but subs have to surface too sometimes.
Yeah, and they get annihilated.
Yeah, especially it's like, what, 15 seconds up or something like that for every 70 seconds down, so you're still taking a lot of fire.
Okay, so we've got the common sense thing said. So they acknowledge the fact, after numerous communiques to and fro from several of the Facebook pages and groups and that sort of stuff, and a stack of stuff on forums I was reading on the Kixie page itself. They then came up with an adjustment based on your feedback. We've implemented the following changes to Reaver Armadas. Okay, so they lowers the range of the torp. No, well, they actually put a range on the torp. Let's just call it that, shall we? So a range then was fitted to the torp, because I don't think it had one, to be honest. I think it just went from end of the screen to the end of the screen. The average DPS on the Reaver torp went down, but they increased the DPS on the Reaver concussion cannon instead to surface ships only. Remember they said this is going to be a sub-raid. You can use surface ships, but we don't advise you to do so. So they're trying to turn off people using their sub-fleets, their surface fleets. The Reaver bulk in the 70s has become more dangerous yet again to surface ships. And there was a bit hint also about deflection, wasn't there, and bypass power, which was never going to happen to a PvE target, was it?
It has though, hasn't it?
We will not mention the first raid of this cycle.
Well, that was a promise that Rankin made in his little list of promises that won't be done. It was dead in there, and they did it anyway.
What was the promise that Rankin made?
That they would not put bypass on the targets, and they did.
Assault deflection bypass.
Yeah, assault deflection bypass would not go onto PvE targets.
And they did it.
And that was going back when they first started bringing in the 5 different fleet formats and the difference between PvE and PvP.
Running reference.
But I don't know. I don't want to hold Nate and Rakin to a flame for that. You know, I mean.
No, I agree.
He doesn't make all the decisions.
I agree.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely understand what you're saying. When they tell us one thing and they do another, but I guess sometimes it's difficult to predict the future. But then.
So I think the only thing that's and to be honest, you know what, I get it, and I went right back through all the posts and I read it, and it said the Reaver targets will come out early. You can test and adjust the Reaver targets. We'll use those Reaver targets then so you can get your Foundry parts for your subs. Periodically, we will change the Reaver targets so that we get a basis of what we need to do to have the targets to level off against difficulty versus feedback, and points, etc., in preparation for the September raid. I get that. The only issue I think there is Tuesday they could have said, by the way, the cycle's about to change. We're going to revamp the targets for Thursday.
Yeah, it's the fact that they just did it without telling anyone. They didn't mention it. It was just boom in there. I mean, it was sneaky. That's how it feels. I mean, I'm not saying that they're sneaky as a company, but it felt like a dirty trick. It did, didn't it? If you're just gonna instantly do something for no reason. I mean, I don't see a reason to this right now. I don't really see if there was a problem with them before, because I've never even wasted my time hitting them before. And I haven't hit one before or after, but I can see for the community how this is an issue, and it is completely opposite to the great trust that I feel that they've built up some trust this year with the community, especially since Christmas. And to do a little trick like that is going to make players stop trusting them again, and that's what they need to be careful of, because they've built up some respect and they don't want to mess it up. That's how I feel.
Ren said the very same thing. He said, "Look, all you've got to do is say to the community, it's going to get a bit harder on Thursday. By the way, take care. See what they go like. Give us some feedback. That's all it would have needed. That's it. Just a couple of lines. Just say, we're about to do a switch. Look up. Heads up. Don't go in as you go in. Take in a small fleet to start with. Work out what the changes are, and here we go." Mm-hmm. It would take nothing, and people would have got that. The fact that somebody went in with their tiger sharks and bang, they're sunk.
I think player trust is one of the most important aspects of this game. If we as players cannot trust the developers of our game, then we're not going to play it, and we're not going to put money into it. And that's for me is one of the most vital aspects of this game. Mm. But
we'll see. So, like I say, they've turned them back down. I see people. I've had a good scan across a couple of sectors. I went right. I mean, obviously the 400s. Sorry, the 300s up to 400. So I've had a scan across quite a berth of the whole sort of world that I'm in, and people are right across the world hitting the targets again, which is good to see. 70s included. So I think we're back on track. Yes, you are getting a bit more damage, and that's acceptable. They're sliding up and down to work out where. That's understood. I get it. Working out the damage ratio, versus the players, amount of players, and then the amount of damage they're getting, and are they getting their foundry points, etc., etc. That makes sense. But next time, I think the next time you're going to change it again, we soon got a little ditto coming out saying, oh, by the way, based on feedback, we're going to turn them back down again. So the reverse happened. So if they do come to switch them again in a fortnight's time, then please, for God's sake, tell the community.
Do you know what I would love, right, just for once, is to log on after an update and see that they've changed the target and made it easier and not told us about it. That would be so good, just to come on and all of a sudden take like half as much damage in a target, and then a day later see Kixon make a post saying, oh yeah, by the way, we decided to change that. That would be so, like, for it to work in our favour, That would be a good one, but I guess...
I don't think anybody would log into the game for very long if the game is easy. I think that's half the battle why we do it.
But for once, it would be nice to see one of these changes that they don't mention to be a change that benefits us and not goes against us is my point.
And player bases are still a high-end difficult thing that is a new challenge each time, which is why some of the higher-end players stay and play and pay.
Yeah, those down corners.
It's accepting damage for the end product of what you get. I think we can all accept the damage if you're getting some kind of return for it.
Yeah.
Even down to mid and low tech players. If you're getting a repair time, but you're getting some return for that repair time, you sort of accept it. Do you know where I'm coming from with that, Brian?
Yeah.
Rep time has always been something that we've all talked about, this, that, and the other, but as I said, as long as you're getting some kind of repair time, guaranteed damage in the 91s. No matter what fleet you're running, you're going to get damage.
But we all expect a bit. There's always a minimum damage to anything.
That's the point I'm trying to make. If you get a good return or a reasonable return for the damage you're getting, these Reaver targets are giving out, well, they've calmed them down. I might even try one later, but
yeah.
I could accept the damage when the Reaver targets first came out. As I was learning the targets, it was exciting. It was fun to drive, learning it, how long the sonar rings come out on how far you got to run, blah de blah, try to avoid damage, this, that, and the other. It was good fun. They give a really good. Then all of a sudden, bang! See you later. Not touching them anymore.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they've toned them down. We're back to some sort of form of normality. They are a little bit tougher. So let's just say they overstood or didn't quite understand the capabilities of the ships that were going in there to hit them based against the damage that actually they were giving out. Maybe that sliding calculus was completely tilted to one side, I think.
As a plus side, yes. I'll agree with you.
Well, I mean, if they've noticed that there's a problem and fixed it, don't get me wrong. I know that they were wrong in the first place to do it. But if they've gone and corrected it, then we fair play to them.
I think we're back on track, and I think now this next test phase, has been it's been a reasonable success. Like I said, I shoved through quite a few sectors during this afternoon, and most sectors are back to hitting in the 70s, and I judge it from the 70s, to be honest, because I think that's the simplest one to do it from. So yeah, I just want to think quickly through the list of things. So I managed to find about a dozen other issues that have come since Tuesday. Like I said, the increased SOS basically when you're trying to deploy a fleet or actually trying to get on the game to start with, couldn't even get in. So there was SOSs that were striking up quite common. FM points, obviously, because obviously it was still people doing their FM, and VXP points weren't either picking up or being displayed. They came back and said it was a graphical issue. Not sure if it was or it wasn't, but obviously VXP points this weekend for the next, hang on a minute, for the next 4 hours is double from the salvage on the sea, not from anything else, but just the salvage fleets. So you've got 4 hours, I think it is just under left of that. So that's kicking out double VXP to compensate, I think, for that, to be honest. Yeah, it says 4 p.m. PDT time. So what was the other thing as well? It was saying that your fleet in Fleet 16, basically, your half-fixed fleet, the half-fixed repair fleet, basically, you would try to recall it, you just get an SOS and you couldn't fix it.
That's been an issue for a while.
But it's been resolved now, apparently.
See,
so.
There I am.
No, it hasn't.
On the show.
Really?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Every time I try to swap guard out,
Single ship or whole guard?
whole guard, single ship. If I call it back, put something else in there, I'll still get SOS. I have done since it started. They keep on saying they resolved it. I don't find it as an issue, but they should sort it out.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from? I'm not griping about it.
Well, I can get mine back in now.
Yeah, but when I swap out anything in my guard fleet.
Yeah. I mean, the other things that was annoying the top end players as well, or the people that are ready for it, is things like they were going out and getting the 91s, and they were getting, is it titanium, isn't it? And then obviously it was not actually being accrued to their ship. So basically that's been fixed, and it's been stored as a Hyperion save basically, whilst your Hyperion's still building that sort of stuff.
Am I right in what I'm saying though? That you can only store it after the fix, after you've built the Hyperion now.
I think it's only after you built your gantry, isn't it?
No, after
you build the mega ship too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody.
Right. Okay.
I'm trying to say. I was talking to somebody today because.
In fact, no, you're right. You're right, because I did see somebody said don't hit until you're ready, because if you're ready, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, but
correct.
It's actually showed. I went out and tested it, so this is tested, and it actually showed I was getting the titanium from the 91s.
And what you got, you get to keep. However, you want.
I'm not sure because I can't check because my Hyperion's got a few days left to go on it.
Well, that's what they're saying. They said it on the forum, so you would keep what you got. It was a mistake on their part, but you got 1 or 2 instead of the 8,000.
No, I got 8,800 actually, but.
Okay, but you will get to keep it.
Yeah,
but you shouldn't have got it in the first place. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. You know where I'm coming from. So
yeah. That's okay.
So as long as the guy, the pirates that are building the Hyperion, just be aware. From now on, if we're awarded the titanium, you probably might not get to store it. All right. But I was talking to somebody today who's already built their ship, and he was moaning that he didn't have any other targets to it in our sector, but. Ayo, eh?
Well, that's just the game.
My heart bleeds. My heart really bleeds for that guy.
I mean, and that's the main bits, to be honest. I mean, there were a couple of other things. People have been building some ships. They've gone into done some amendments to them. They come back in, and like earlier on, we were getting some ships that were coming back in and damaged for no reason at all. That's been happening to a couple of people as well. I PM'd a couple of people as I was going down for the sectors, just saying, can you just go through your sector comms, ask a few questions. I posed a couple of questions. I was going down through some sectors, and they came back with me and somewhere. And a couple of people were getting like 20 minutes damage on a ship for no reason at all.
Surface ships or subs?
Both. Yeah. So refits coming back at the refit location, and then coming on with about 20 minutes worth of damage for no apparent reason.
Is that no apparent reason, or is it something that Kixie's added armor points again?
No, not a surface ship. It was, most of these were surface ships. I was, and someone posted it on our page as well. So.
Sounds like another bug.
Yeah, I mean there are a few and that sort of stuff, but to be honest, I mean there's a couple of issues there. I've linked them on the page as well, but there's a couple of outstanding things. Someone said the R&D is a bit bugged as well. They couldn't progress again in their R&D and that sort of stuff. I'm not sure, but the person did say they came back already and it was fixed. Actually, they had the online chat with somebody in the community online on Kixie's own page, and they fixed it for them in 2 hours. So that was quite decent of them, I have to say. Good turnaround time there. The only other big notice I changed is we saw the brief about the upcoming raid, and we saw the difference between the S targets, didn't we? We all know what's coming there now, don't we? So it was just 103, and what's it going to be now?
I think 101 and 105.
Yeah, we've got 2 targets coming this time, haven't we?
Yeah, 2 targets to hit this one.
Yeah, so whether we're going to have a C set, a B set, an A set, and an S set, which is going to be both targets, or whether we're going to pick either of the S targets and they'll just do different payouts like you do in the Forsaken mission, I'm not really sure yet. That wasn't really clear to me, but I did notice there's going to be an additional target.
I think Kicks are going to do it the same way as last time, that you're going to have X amount of points and it's going to be split between the 2, like 1 million each, and then 2 million for the main target.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so
We'll find out on Tuesday.
The real question is, ultimately, is that how long does it take to grind 1 million points out of these things?
Yeah, fair point. I don't know, mate.
If they're gonna double the time that we need to finish the raid, that's gonna be bad. But if it's gonna be the same kind of points, just more things to hit,
make a difference, because in the last whole stores that we've had, and we've had plenty of them, they've just lasted longer because there's so many more prizes you can possibly get. The points never dropped.
Stuart, is that you stroking your hamster?
No, I had two baby cockatiels.
Oh, is it?
Wow. Oh, okay, cool.
So you're stroking your cockatiel.
That's even funnier.
That's worse.
Not everybody.
And there we go.
Wow. Awesome.
And
he'll be like your little pirate parrot on your shoulder soon.
no, they actually are. My other cockatiel died.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
Monday before, and me and the wife went out last week, and we got 2 babies, and I hand feed them.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As one falls on the floor.
No.
I put my eye off the other one. Hey,
You have one on each shoulder now.
well, I will do when they grow up. One of them's 17 days, and the other one's about 20. So,
Nice.
so yeah.
Liam, I want a cockatiel.
You want a what?
After the show, babe.
No, that was
Typical Liam.
no,
And
Liam.
yeah, that's the X-rated TFC.
Yeah.
Which was the pre-show this time.
Well,
Yeah. Stop.
Right, I love you.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
Moving on.
So
Anyway,
what's
back to the
interesting-
content of this show. Shall we get on to
Yeah.
what was we talking about?
Enough talking about
the mega
cockatiels.
targets.
As long
We're
as it
talking
doesn't-
about battle parts. Want me somewhere along the lines here somewhere?
So what's interesting about the S set, because they had up until the prior raid, they had a certain type of S target. It was the same for the first 2 in the cycle, and now in the 3rd raid in the cycle, they changed it up. They had a lot more turrets. It was a different configuration. So what I'm wondering is the 103 and 106 just going to be, those 2 targets, or are they going to make 2 entirely different target setups for this? And that'll be interesting to see, and if those will be tweaked for the damage to points ratio and set bonuses and green time.
Not being funny, you got to as the cycle goes on, you got to expect the damage to go up, because we are supposed to be improving our tech and our abilities to drive the targets.
But you don't add an additional target.
Yeah,
You might make it
but
more difficult.
No, but this is the way that Kicks are actually doing it. Where before we was hitting the single S target and getting the bonus, you're still going to get the 2 or 3 million bonus on top, but it's the additional targets will be split, so it'll be like they do with everything else: 1.2 million for the 103, 1.2 for the 106, and then you get the main bonus at the end. This is the way Kicks have always run things, especially in the 5 years I've been playing. It's split, and then you still got your main target for your bonus, but if they add targets, they then drop what's before to actually make up the additional prizes. Will you shush, you two?
But like it's been stated there in the YouTube chat, raid targets will not change till the next set. Well, raid targets are changing.
Well, they
'Cause the
tried to do it
S-targets.
last time. They tried to do that in the last event, didn't they? They wanted to add it in, but then they actually stopped it because they had issues with it and said, "Well, we're going to run with the same targets, but just make them a little bit more difficult."
Yeah.
So they almost made 3, and that would have been pretty bad, because at that point the mega hull targets, again, they're just so big, they take so long to kill because they're so big and require precision moves and kiting, and it just takes so much longer to get the points that the amount of time and benefit you'd be saving just diminishes greatly if you had the more targets. Even if the coin here is the same.
So does anyone else get any opinion, the sort of the mindset that if they don't win the next sub and get it built, they're going to have a really, really tough raid?
Yes.
Me.
Yeah. Everybody.
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially after the what Kicks pulled out when they put the unlimited range torpedoes in the 70s. And that was everyone stopped their builds. I had a couple of my alliance turn around and said, "Well, what's the point of doing a bloody refit if we can't even get close?"
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
And I spent a month resetting fleets to try and sort September's event out. But it's what they did with the 70. I went, everything that I've just done, I've just wasted a whole month. I spent coin, all my tokens I got from the FM, all gone. So to me, it was a complete waste.
At the moment, it's a complete waste unless Kixie actually listens to what we're saying now.
Well, yeah, right, okay.
It's all right, blah blah blah.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is, they put these test targets out. They got us to hit. People made videos. Kix looked at the videos and said, "Well, we can't allow them to do that because it's supposed to be this." And then they up the damage or change the configuration. But
we've said this for years, though, haven't we?
Yeah, and this is the one thing that really has frustrated me. I know that the YouTube videos are great, but Kix shouldn't benefit from them. They are for the players. They find a way to do something, or they use this special, or do this, and it actually.
So think about the raids we've had this year. We got into, this is the end of our second raid cycle. We're about to go into our third, of the raid types. Now, the first set we had was the bases that are now Forsaken missions, and the first hull we could win in those was a Citadel, which turned out to be the best hull for those bases, which everyone went mental about it because they were saying, well, why release the hull? I need to do this in the bloody raid that I can't do, And then the Kix, they went and did the same thing again with Apollos, and the current raid cycle we're in now. Everyone was kind of a bit annoyed, although you could do it with Rhinos. The best hull to do this raid cycle was with Apollos, and everyone went mental in the first raid. But in the second raid, we were kind of okay again. So what Kickstarter are doing this time, and that's why you've seen that hull that we've seen in the time limited campaign, that was meant to be the hull in this raid.
That's right.
But what they did is they pushed that into a time limited campaign so they could release the sub in this raid cycle, which is going to be the sub for the next cycle. So in some senses, as angry as we can be at Kickside, they are kind of giving us the tool we need already.
But what is the build time? This is the thing.
Well,
what is the build time on the hull itself? Because you've got to try and think of, okay, they dropped the time on building the torpedoes and the specials and everything else. But what's the key? The key item is the hull. We've got everything else.
Well, every hull we've had in the last few months has been around the 10 to 12 day mark, some even less. And if Kickstarter stay true to that, and bear in mind, we might only need 3 subs to do the raid with, 3 of these new subs. So if you're using tokens, that's easily achievable between this raid and next raid.
Yeah, but you might only just need 1. And here's the thing: if you're using that one as a decoy, and then bringing in your either Tiger Fleet or something else by the side of it, and come around to another angle, that will take the first hits. And remembering that it will, if I remember the video right, it will go into overload. Whether that affects the rest of the fleet,
don't know.
That's the question.
There might be an aura issue. You don't know yet. We don't know that sort of spec, I have to say.
Right. Yeah, but I actually saw a player messing around today, and he was using a decoy ship plus 3 Tigers on the 70, and that the Tigers were doing really well because he wasn't surfacing. He managed to kill the target really, really quick by using a decoy.
Yeah, that's why they added the torpedoes. So that's why they added long-range torpedoes. It was a quick fix for him to stop that from happening.
Yeah, but every time we find a way of doing something, Kix has a way of turning and saying, no chance.
Yeah, believe you me.
We shouldn't be the test subjects.
No, but believe you me, on the 70s, the 50s, and the 30s, between me and the guys I talk to, not in my alliance because I haven't got one, but we test a lot of stuff, running decoy ships, running armor stuff, gammas, revs, you name it. We've run these against these targets. So your subs can run around this, that, and the other, and that's why the torpedoes were added, to actually stop that from happening.
Yeah, but then again, it then
doesn't
killed
make it right, but that's why they.
Yeah, but then it killed it for the players that did take subs in, because unless you had a ghost everything you had surfaced and you died.
Yeah, the second it popped up.
Yeah, that's why
the
we
thing.
stopped hitting them. That's why we just said we're calling it a day, because the damage for what we was getting back wasn't worth it.
Yeah. And that's it. So it's kicks cut off their nose to spite their face sometimes. Instead of turning around and saying, right, okay, if we have a surface ship coming in, we're going to nail that, instead of if someone comes in with subs, they're going to get to a maximum range, even if they said 100, but 250 plus, oh, come on, that was a joke.
Well, it was the whole game screen. Because I saw people, I saw a couple of videos of people going right to the bottom right-hand corner, right to the very, very corner, and as soon as they popped up, the smash, that was it. They got hammered.
Yeah.
Mark, they were tested, all right?
Well, here's the thing. I've got a ghost. I took a ghost into. I did 3 tests with my ghost. First of all, I did it without the AA3 armor, and I took 13.5 hours damage in a 70, and I went, oh no, this is no good. So I then put the AA3 and a couple of specials put in. I then hit the 70 again and got 3 hours and 6 minutes. Oh, pretty good, but it's just one ship, so I could have put the other ships with it, but that's. But when I saw the range of the torps, there was no point in putting the other subs with it to have a secondary fleet in there killing away, because it's just like, guys, now increase the damage or damage you have to do. And my Ghost Caller does a damage of 48k, and I've actually put the resonance capacitor on, so if I sit in a field it increases it by 36%, and it still takes me 3 shots to kill one of the drones, and I'm sitting there going, oh, okay, well this is not right, and this shouldn't be right, because I was killing them like 1.5 shots and I was out of there. But no, it just they increased it too much.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the Reavers have been adjusted, because actually when Reavers first came out, the defensive stats on them didn't have concussive defense at all. And in the first 2 previews, we were kiting them off with literally just 3 to 4 torpedoes on each of the subs. Yeah. And actually, my last test in the preview was to take in the Phantom Tiger, fully loaded with torps, and no other sub, just that one sub with 8 torps on it, Charons. And actually, I could do level 100 target with one sub.
Yeah,
for about 20 minutes fix, which was reasonable.
Well, on Thursday before the update, one of my team members, we actually talked through the build, and he used just 2 Tigers, and he killed a 70 target for 8 minutes damage.
Nice.
So,
and bear in mind the number of repetition you got to have, that's about a fair trade-off. If you want to go, because 70s isn't an A set.
No.
You know.
So he did that about for 8 minutes damage. Then after the update that they did, he took the 2 in there and lost it before he fired a shot.
Yeah, before he fired. Yeah, exactly.
Because what he does, he picks his path around, so it takes him a minute or 2 to get into position, so he can go as if backwards or forwards. And it was like, right, okay, yeah, you got it, smashing. So we've got a plan, we've got a refit that the rest of the alliance could use. And then Friday, he said, Stu, I tried to hit one of the targets. I went, yeah. He said, I died. I went, excuse me? He said, yeah, my fleet, I didn't even fire a shot.
You get melted.
Yeah, he got melted.
That's ridiculous.
So I'm just wondering, I haven't, he's away until tomorrow, so I'm going to
he's good again. He is good again. I have to say, I can honestly say now we're back to a reasonable standard. He won't be getting 8 minutes fixed, but I do think he'll be getting under half an hour.
Yeah, but if he gets, that's what I mean. If he gets, if it's 1 coin, then that's fine for 2 ships. But
got you, mate. Yeah,
we can live with that, because during the raid that's 15 minutes. If you put a grease monkeys on it, 7.5 minutes, and you're just rattling along.
Well, if you work that out, then if there's 3 to 4 targets per set, that's going to be fine. It's within the hour for a full set. That's a fair exchange. We've always said roughly about 1 coin per million is what we always try to say.
That's right. But now that Kicks have said, I'm terribly sorry, but we want a little bit more revenue. Well, you can kiss my lily white, I'll tell you, because you ain't going to get it.
I'll caveat that's if you've got the best ships, the 1 coin per million is what the top end player should expect to trade off. I understand if people below that, if you haven't got the top tech, it is going to cost you more. But if you've got the latest hub, and the latest equipment, that's the agreed thing across the player base that they think that's a fair trade off. I don't mind that.
Yeah, and that's it. Or even see what if the way I look at it, if you're doing a set like the last event, I think I was doing the S for about 8 minutes repair, and I was just out busting them out for my alliance team and most of the bloody sector, and it was costing me next to nothing. Just go in, 3 minute repair and out again.
Nice.
So and it's easy, but it takes time to get a fleet to that standard.
It's only easy because you spend the money. You'd spend the money on the. So it's not easy.
Yeah,
because you base that money and investment across, which then. Yeah, because I mean, I did say to an individual, and she came on actually the TFC page, went, I've spent 2,000 coins, and it's taken me 2,000 coins to win the top hole. And I went, well, why didn't the last raid then you spend 2,000 coins? You already had the hole, the blank hole. Why didn't you spend your 2,000 coins on building 3 Apollos? And this raid you could have done for 100 coins.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I get players in my sector to go, but I'm not ready for the event. It's like the FM. How long did we have to know that ballistic holes previous to the new FM cycle came out? 3 months. So I'm still sitting there scratching my head while the players are still saying, can someone help me prep a 107? And it's like, hang on a minute, what level are you? I'm a 98. And you haven't got a decent ballistic hull yet? It makes me laugh.
Yeah. So it's flipping on its head. Go on, Brian, something.
One of the good things actually about them releasing the new sub-hull in this raid is that it will reduce the initial investment needed, and that lowering of the cost might kind of lower it below some people's price points to where they'll spend to finish a hull or a set in time for the raid, although in practice probably time for VXP weekend, but whatever. It's a bit more goodwill there too.
Right, yeah, but my thought has always been, if you can get a player to spend $10, 50,000 players playing, and they can play and are able to have fun over the weekend, even if it's just spending $10, 50,000 players, that's a lot of revenue. When they make it so hard, it's just the high-end players that can actually do it. That's so much revenue that Kix is actually losing. I can't understand their mentality. I really can't.
Welcome to free-to-play. Make it a subscription game if you want to do something like that. That's just how monetization works. Sorry.
It's a 2 different methods, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'd rather stack it high and watch it fly than sit there and turn and say, right, let's get all the whales to pay in, and we're not getting anything from the lower players, because it's the lower players that need to come up in levels to make the game interesting. If the lower levels can't do shit, then it's that they quit playing. That's why the player base has gone right down the hill.
Can't do it. Founders helped. Founders helped a good bit. Not all the way.
Can we drop the lower, can we call it mid-tech players and lower tech players? Because there are some mid-tech players that got better tech than some high-end players.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. It depends if they pay a mercenary to prep for them, and then
exactly.
Which is a nice subject to move on to, because obviously that's going to. I mean, and I saw a couple of points there just a second ago. And it quite said, the best advice I suggest is to find a friend in your friends list, and if you're a low level player, who's got a cracking set of Apollos, give him 100 coins, and he'll get you 30 million. And you know what? I could do that easily for somebody, probably for 20 coins. Yeah. The point is, half my alliance are no longer on my friends list.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. You're talking. Your raid is free, and that's the thing for the mercenaries. I know, because I have to admit I am one of them. People normally send me gold before the event and say, "Okay, Stu, can you do some prepping for us?" Yeah, that's fine. And they just send gold, and it's just like, right, okay, because if they want 30 million I get 30 million, so my event's done, and they pay for it.
And that was me, mate. I had 200 and something million, or two. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I didn't actually look at the points, but I knew the fact that I was prepping for so many people, I didn't actually go and hit any targets myself because my raid was finished just by helping other people.
My best event, I ended up with 360 million points. So it's just like, and I didn't pay for one of them.
The last haul raid was that way for me.
Yeah, I did. Last haul raid, I got everything. I did about 375 million, I think.
And the thing about it was the only thing that I did was got enough, hit enough targets to get the badge. The rest of them was prepping for people.
Yeah.
And I think this sub is from the looks of the game right now and looks of the upcoming raid. This sub is the absolute must. You know, I haven't even seen the stats on it. I just know that it's going to be that. So, you know, this is the raid to get that hole. You've got to get that hole.
My alliance members have asked me, do we continue refitting or do we wait for the hull? Once I saw the hull in action, once I saw the hull in action and saw that it basically had the same kind of attributes as a Grim or a Wraith, where it gave, as it takes damage, it increases its output. It was like, okay, unlike all the other ships that they take damage, they just take damage. They don't get any bonuses unless you put resonance capacitor and like sit in the field and turn and say, right, okay, you're going to give me, I'm going to give you an extra 36%. But yeah, I can see this being a Grim type sub. I've got to see these new subs, new torpedoes in action, because Kick say, oh yeah, we'll be using the same tech. Yeah, like it'll be the range is only 88, and they've got they'll have at least 125. But that's Kicks all over there. We're going to give you this, but we just make ours a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, for my alliance, it was... Go on, mate. Sorry.
The description on the torpedoes, the new one says, put this on your suicide fleet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, right, okay.
What
going to
suicide fleet?
Yeah, I want to drive my shit. I don't want to keep repairing it all the time.
There you go.
It's a tie-in. It's just viral marketing for Suicide Squad. They're putting it in Battle Pirates.
Well, it must be. It has to be somewhere along those lines.
I really like the designs of these new things because it says a lot about what they're trying to do. Unfortunately, it's not all good. When I look at the Hellwraith, 35 seconds cloak means it's so far different from everything else that you won't be able to match the cycles. And
there's a reason for that, though, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is a sub-Apollo. This is a sub-Apollo.
Yes.
You're going to have to drive this like you're driving an Apollo. I've got a couple of people in my lines going, oh, it's just going to be a crap sub. It's only got 35. It's only got this. I went, whoa, stop. Stop thinking conventional submarines. This is not going to be a conventional submarine. This is going to be the difference between driving a Rhino to driving an Apollo. You're going to have to swing in, kite, swing back out, swing in. It's going to be a driver's submarine, but actually, you know, and yes, you're going to take some damage. That's the whole idea of it and that sort of stuff. But if you get it tuned right and you build it right and that sort of stuff, and you get your retrofits done correctly and add the right specials, you're going to get just about a minute or a minute and a half to swing in at about a combat speed of about 30 to 40, depending on where you are and that sort of stuff. That's plenty of time.
I'm putting Magnus on this. What are you talking about? I'm going at 70.
Yeah, but my question is, do you lose your speed bonus if you surface?
Or do you lose it if you stop? Or do you, there's so many bits we don't know yet because we're still so far away.
Guys, I don't think this actually has the accelerability. If you mean the overload, that usually doesn't change based on a surfaced-unsurfaced status, but we would never had one like this, so I guess we don't know.
Yes, I mean, we're in uncommon ground here, aren't we?
Yeah.
This has an overload and a speed boost, doesn't it? And so we don't know. Not a flat boost.
It's just like when the Apollos came out, I thought, this is not going to work. This is going to be a stupid boat. Now I'd rather drive it than any other ship I've got. It's more fun.
You go back to a standard boat, what happens? You're like that, oh my god, this thing's slow.
You obviously haven't got switchblades on it.
Just hit tier 5, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, you're the only man that I know that's still got switchblades on his bloody Apollos. That's
They're
it.
good. All right, now I've got the Zoe's Apollo in there as well. They're just...
I'm not saying he's stubborn.
Oh no! What do you mean stubborn? Look at the hairstyle. He's got to tell you he's stubborn, isn't it?
It's all down to driver ability. I'm sure.
It's all about a bad workman blames his tools. Do you know what I'm saying?
Plays with his tools, blames his tools.
Yeah, blames his tools. I mean, you know, a good pirate will have victory with anything.
So yeah, just quickly going back to what I was saying there. So you know, if you and as I was just saying there, George is going to do a quick post for us on TFC about how you can find people on Facebook and actually send them money, and they don't actually have to be on your friends list. So he'll do that on the TFC. So if you wish to find somebody,
hang on, there is a different way of doing it.
Go on.
Okay, if they're not on your friends list, but they can send you a message within Battle Pirates, they can actually send it to your PayPal account. And then
that's basically what he's saying there. There's another way of doing it. So he's going to do a couple of ideas and put them on the page for us and that sort of stuff.
Well, it's actually three.
I will say.
Like the first one is your Facebook card. Someone could send you a Facebook card. You take it straight into Facebook itself, and then send the coins into your game. The second one, of course, is someone being on your friends list, and they send you game by the gold. Or third is them sending you PayPal, and then you send in the money back into the game through PayPal. Those are the three ways.
There's a fourth.
Use your own credit card.
You can actually send money through Facebook messages now.
Oh no, I wouldn't trust that myself. Seriously, I wouldn't trust that myself.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't believe you. Do you want to message me and do a tester?
Yeah.
I know. In the past, I'm sure I've seen Kicksite actually really disliked any kind of monetary exchange for services in BP. They consider it to be something that they really, really dislike. In fact,
then if that's the case, why do they allow you to give gold to your friends?
Whoa.
I will say
exchange for services is different. You're like selling something as opposed to giving.
You're selling yourself.
But if it's your alliance members sending you gold,
I heard that, Mark.
I will say this about your PayPal accounts: be very careful. Some folks in my alliance have sent gold to people, and they have charged them more. Actually, gone back on their PayPal and raped them for more money.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's no one.
I'll happily give out my PayPal if people want to send me some coin. If anyone wants it, just message me. We can sort something out. Thanks.
Excuse me? If anyone wants it, just message you. Sort something out.
PayPal.
So what we're going to send a gold for our services? I wonder what services those are going to be.
She's very professional at making you go grey and get overweight. She's brilliant.
So that suits you down to the ground. So what do you use Grecian 2000 on your hair?
Well, I should do really, but it looks beautiful as it is. It's like
get out of it.
Point one, because we're playing Battle Pirates, the term gold digger is exceptionally accurate here. Point two.
Wow.
Nice, Brian. Nice.
Well, the claws are coming out now, aren't they, Brian?
You take the money.
When I need.
We could go back to the pre-raid chat, you know.
The pre-show. A couple of years ago, I remember on the forums there was actually a moderator who has since quit. I forget their name because it was a very long time ago, but they had actually suggested, when a player mentioned that they had difficulty during the raid, they suggested to send coin to a higher level player. And
was that Troga?
Yes.
Yeah, it was true.
I think it was like Len Clunge or something that quit. I don't know.
Yeah. They actually did state that on the forums, and it got jumped upon that this actually said this. But it's right. If you've got members in your alliance and they send you gold, how are you doing it for monetary gain? It's not. It's going back into your alliance and into the game. So it's not money. It's just bringing your alliance members back up to scratch.
I mean, I've already put on our alliance page that our goal is to get every single person in this coming raid the new sub.
Yeah, they have to get.
And that's our key focus.
Yeah.
Sub for the win. You need the sub if you're going to win in the next raid. If not, you're going to be complaining.
And you know what? And then my low levels cannot do the next raid at all and just spend a month and a half building this sub and ranking it up. They don't need to do the next one at all.
The other thing about it is we got everybody in our alliance the damn Apollo, and then they jacked up the build and put switchblades on it.
But it's okay. If they just do the FM and get the specials that are made for it, it's okay. That came out after the last Raven cycle, but you know, whatever.
Don't set him off. Lucy's got to put up with it.
Yeah, we understand that. It's still not working. It's still not working. Kick still hasn't fixed it for me. I keep asking them, Doom, save me, change the switchblades.
I honestly don't think they know how to, because ultimately, once an incoming comes in range of all of them, they're all triggered, and I don't think they can differentiate between the two. I don't think it's possible, and I can understand why it's not possible. It's just frustrating that it doesn't do it. Because I would go back, because the damage DPS for a switchblade is far better, even than a blade. But the problem is the damn things switch off when an incoming comes on. You're vulnerable.
Exactly.
I've seen successful builds. I've seen people use switchblades to great success. So
Successful
it's not that
builds.
Yeah, but it's the amount.
Brian, you're talking about people that can actually drive them?
Here's the thing.
What's that morning about it? Can't drive them.
It's the amount of switchblades that you put on, the difference between a win and a lose. If you I do have switchblades on my Apollos, but
good driving.
But I only have 1 and 7 blades, so that's where my difference is.
I can't believe
actually helps, but. Just
I can't believe after 3 months we're still talking about switchblades. I mean,
I'll tell you one thing: the switchblades do wonderfully. Is on the Rhinos, the Zoe Rhinos, they knock down the missiles from the Zoe Rhinos much better than the Phalanx.
They do. That's why I actually kept one of the switchblades on each of my ships.
See, I mean, don't get me wrong. I run switchblades. They do great. It involves it involves some driving. You know, you have to dip in and out a little bit. You can't just do it as a straight run. You have to drive with a little bit of talent, is what I'm saying, which a lot of these people aren't used to, right?
Let Lucy drive them then, do you, Liam? I know.
But Liam, the event's only 6 days. You ain't got 2 months to wait for you to do it.
If you refit, you know, don't get me wrong. If you're running 8 blades and 2 phalanx 4s per ship, then you're probably going to have a better build than running 10 switchblades, because you won't have to dip in and out of range. You know what I mean? You can drive in a straight line and just click and point like every other sad fucker in the game does. But me,
I tell you what,
I like a bit of driving.
Liam, I would actually switch out three of the switchblades for standard blades. You might find you take a lot less damage.
I don't. What do you mean less damage? I took no damage. I don't take any damage. Did you see the video that I put up last raid?
You didn't take a lot of damage, but you didn't actually give a lot of damage either, did you?
I got the skills to pay the bills, all right?
I said like 6 months for you to do the 6-day event.
What you spend? Which event you on about? That event will be over on day 1, my friend.
Well, you better ask Doom Rooster to actually extend it for you. I think he might. I can't find it as a fix for you, so I'm sorry.
We're hitting harder than those old Reavers tonight.
I was going to say, come on, we're in the last few minutes of the game. So let's have some fresh topics quickly. Something fresh just to finish off with. What have we got? Someone on the bottom of the line. TFC will just say nothing, and then you guys give us a subject.
The amount of glitches from the changeovers has really confused a lot of players. I heard just when I came in, I heard you talking about just 20 minutes on the refits when a refit came out, but that's not just been the refits. Other players have found that there's problems that they're supposed to fix one item, like going in and out of your base fleet and not having issues with it. But they're still having issues, and it's really getting stupid. Why can't they fix what's broken and has been broken for months, instead of doing all these updates to make things great? And kicks have always delayed in fixing the old shit. I'm sorry, I have to say that.
No, they have done. We've known this for quite a while, actually, haven't we? So they should.
But I think the game code, it's just a knock-on effect, because it's a 5-year-old code, and plus a bit obviously as well with alpha testing as well, and it's a knock-on chain event, isn't it? That's the issue.
Hang on, if I hit a 70, and then you got the damage bar. The damage bar's jumping all over the place.
Yeah, it still is now.
It still is now. So damage bar, but then you hit a 91. None of the the yellow and red zones are actually showing up. The turrets on the 90 are not showing up either. So okay, am I close enough? Am I not far enough away?
On the 91s, you mean? On the mega ships, yeah.
Yeah, for the mega ships, because I've still got.
At all. I have no idea.
No,
they're not working.
But they were working Tuesday.
Mm.
Something they did between Tuesday and Thursday has knocked it all out, all ski with again.
Mm.
So, it's.
But they brought it. I mean, that I can sort of see a coding of a new type of mega ship has come in and has buggered up some coding of an old type mega ship. There's a bit of crossover. It may be a completely fresh bit of coding, but it's definitely interrupted or upset, damaged an existing piece of coding. So it's something you have to look into, isn't it? God knows how.
Yeah, but I would have seen or think of seeing these mega holes being out until Christmas, the 91s. Because
me too.
So why would you add code now to change them if it's not being changed until Christmas?
No, I think the introduction of the Hyperion mega ship has disrupted the coding of the 91s.
They didn't mean to either, and I think
that's blatantly. Why would they want to? Why would they want to screw up their own revenue? Do you honestly think they wanted any bugs? Of course they don't. They wanted everybody to continue hitting, everyone continue doing the bits and bobs and that sort of stuff, because that brings in revenue. The second you stop, how many of our alliances just said then, we stopped playing altogether on Thursday, we didn't hit a damn thing.
Yeah.
That hits them in the pocket.
Well, that's it. And
there's a quick fix comes out, and there's a reason for that, because they can't afford not to fix it. Simple as that.
Well, that's exactly what happened after one of my alliance members hit the 70. Everyone in my sector said, that's it, I'm not hitting another one until it's fixed.
Yeah, and I went from playing the game on Thursday to typing on the TFC for about 2 hours. Doing some direct emails and that sort of stuff to obviously some of the people that I know in the business, like, you know. So, you know, I hadn't. In fact, I don't think I even got a chance to log on yesterday because I was just answering questions, answering PMs, answering direct emails from directly onto Kicksy's own website and that sort of stuff. You know, their own game, and I'm going through the forums myself and then rechecking each forum slot just in case there'd been an update by one of the CMs.
Yeah.
Because then I feel responsible to the TFC community to get them the latest stuff and accurate stuff. There's no point in me putting out. I mean, the amount of people that put out, is that fact or is that your belief? Because if it's not fact, I'm not posting it, I'm taking it down. So I must have took down 250 posts yesterday off the TFC page, at least 250 people. And then people come up to me, why have you deleted that? I went, because you've made it up. It's not true. That's not fact.
It's not factual based yet.
Yeah.
So I took it down. And then people go, you're worse than one of the moderators. I went, no. You're actually slandering our page by not just making up your own ideas and not basing it off fact. We know it's mucked up. We know it's wrong. And I'm not a Kixie employee. I'm just a guy that happens to try and give things out the same as the rest of the TFC guys and try and make things factual and make sure it makes sense. You know.
And that's the thing. It's trying to balance between what's fact, what's make believe, and what's Kix actually putting out. And trying to get Kix to fix it. I'm glad that Kix actually did come together with some sort of plan after the feedback, and the feedback really did shoot up really quickly.
Did you see my post I put in there? I went, here's the problems, this is the change, please put your comments below. And I'll tell you, I sent that link, direct link to that thing, straight direct to a member of the Kixeye employees. And I said, please take a look at this. Here's direct feedback from a sensible web page. You know, and they class TFC as one of the sensible ones. Please base this and please take this upstairs, which I was promised would happen.
And 90% of the comments were made on that particular post, which I commented on, were pretty good.
They were all logical. They were all 99% bang on accurate. They were educationally put and that sort of stuff. And any stupid ones, I was monitoring. I was taking them off. If it was if it was trolling, they were gone in seconds.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I banned 2 people permanently for being stupid.
Yeah,
and I don't care. I'm not interested.
Damn, I'm not on your friends list anymore.
Here's the problem. There are too many butthurt pirates out there when Kick does something wrong. But instead of turning around and coming up with a solution or, okay, we understand that something's gone wrong, how about we try and fix it? They don't. They just go out and they start slamming. Some of these guys, I sit there and go, hang on a minute, what you're saying is never going to get, it's like, you're slandering Kix and whatever. Why do it? Why don't you put something that can be constructive and other people can work on?
Yeah, positive direction feed is what we want.
Yeah, Kix will listen to that. But it's like, oh, Kicks, your crap and all this, I ain't playing and doing all that. It's not that I lay you a bet. These people that say they're not playing, the following day they fire up and go straight to BP and go, okay, let's see if they fixed it. But you need to put in. Where are you going? Sorry. Birdie decided that he wanted to go for a run.
We need to put in the problems into context of what we're actually experiencing as game players.
Yes.
That's what we've got to get across. It's not the fact that, this target's too hard, I can't do it. No, let's work out a way around doing that target.
No. But why is it too hard? Well, it was I think it was a couple of events ago when this cycle came out. I was on the test server and said that the damage needed to be reduced by 50%. This was the very first raid. Players just don't have the fleets for it. What happened? Kicks had to give out 3 million points. They had to give out grease monkeys.
Hulls, monkeys,
Well, I actually had all my points and it didn't cost me that much.
Yeah, but they didn't listen to the feedback that was given to them. Most of the people that I spoke to that actually played the test server said that the damage needed to be reduced and put it in their report. It's as if Kicks didn't read the reports. Instead of dropping the damage, they bloody increased it. And you can't do that. You need the players to be able to play. As it goes through the cycle, you then increase the damage because people know what they're doing. That's how you do it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. People just go, can't do it, bye, I've got a free weekend.
Yeah.
Now, the last time something that weird happened with a raid, it was when they brought in the Scourge. Nobody had the tech to deal with them, even all of the extant sub-hunter builds, the best sub-hunter builds that people had, they melted.
Yeah. Oh, they will.
They melted like a snowball on a summer day.
Yeah.
It was the same when the Reavers first come out and we were all running Stingrays.
Don't you remember that?
And they were chasing us down with those flamethrowers and blowing up on top of us. I mean, it was exactly the same then, when none of us had the tech for it, and we were just bombarded. And the one thing with the Reavers that everyone continuously complained about is that no matter which way you hit them, no matter whatever way you went about it, you would always take massive amount of damage. You know, that was the one thing that was quite prominent with the Reavers.
Which is what they're going to ensure, you know, and please don't complain when it comes to September. If you think, right, here we go, September raid starting, here comes my surface fleet, you're going to feel pain. Don't complain. It's a sub-fleet. It's a sub-fleet raid. Build a sub-fleet. Anything else, no matter how smart you think you are, you're going to take pain.
You're going to take pain, don't complain, and that's Mark's motto of the day.
Yeah, well, Lucy might say to you, but I got eight grease monkeys saved up for September. I'm trying to err on the caution side, because I expect to take damage, but it all depends on how much damage to start off with.
Yeah, but we all do anyway. A first cycle of any target, you could expect to take damage.
Yeah, unless you win subs in this raid and then build them. You'll be
fine. But the thing that I don't think Kix understands is if you make the first one not overly hard, you make it playable for like a level 70 or a level 80 that can possibly do it with limited tech. Now, whether the high players can do it or not, you just make it a little bit harder. The next one, you've got to keep the player base going.
Yes,
because it doesn't matter whatever happens. The high players are going to get the prizes. They're going to figure out a way to do it, and they're going to go.
Or they'll just throw corner it. One or the other.
Yeah. Well, listen. I think that we are at that time. Of this. We say good night. We're a bit over, but it's been a great show, and we've certainly brought up some good topics. Guys, thank you all for coming on tonight. You've all done great and took part in the conversation very well. So thank you all for your insight and opinions on the game, and you know, let's hope that Kix see it and take it on board.
Yeah, Pinky and Perky say good night.
Good night.
Let's see them as they develop along, shall we?
Yeah, let's get like updates. TFC up. They could be mascots.
Well, my other one, Sweetie, I had for 9 years. So when I first started playing the game, I've actually got pictures with her sitting on my head while I'm actually playing Battle Pirates, or on my shoulder, and then it's like where's the bird gone? And she's like sitting on my head going, I'm there. But no, she set every single raid, every single FM, she sat on my shoulder or my hand watching me play. So she was my co-pilot.
Yeah.
And sometimes people said she actually drove my fleets better than I did, so which was agreeable sometimes because she did run across the keyboard.
I agree. I think the Imsbird does the same thing actually.
So yeah, on that note, we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, where I'm sure we'll have a pre-raid show. Mark did actually say that if anyone wants any advice about the raid, he's actually willing to prep some people's raids for them for free. So if you guys just PM him, as long as you're a member of the TFC page, drop Mark a PM. He's willing to prep raids for free. And yeah, I mean, don't feel shy about PMing him in the middle of the night or early hours of the morning because he likes to read stuff. So just,
I love you all.
Yeah.
Fill up his PM. And guys, if any of you need to know the section he's in, just let me know and I'll sort that out for you. All right.
Liam, can I borrow your Apollo fleet? Because I might need some protection.
You could borrow it. You'd be able to prep for a lot of people with that fleet.
Oh yeah, well yeah, if they could hide behind it, yeah.
Well, if you can drive the way I drive, you know.
I just crash into the wall.
So you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday's show for our pre-raid show, which will be a big one. So have a good night, everyone, and take care.
Bye,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.